One has oil, the other has order. But what if the future of the Caribbean isn't about who's ahead, but who's willing to collaborate, innovate, and rise together? This isn't about rivalry anymore. It's about what comes next. Guyana's future. A giant in the making, or a giant gamble. Guyana is on track to produce over 1.3 million barrels of oil per day by 2027, putting it in the same league as countries like Angola and Norway. With ExxonMobil, Hess, and the China National Offshore Oil Corporation deepening investments, the wealth coming in is historic. Projections say Guyana's GDP per capita could quadruple by the early 2030s, but rapid growth brings pressure, managing environmental risks, preventing corruption, and diversifying fast enough to avoid an oil dependency crisis. If Guyana doesn't build schools, healthcare, infrastructure, and a trained workforce alongside its oil output, it could be rich on paper, but poor in quality of life. The next 5 years are make or break. Jamaica's future. Stability as a platform for innovation. Jamaica's future rests on what it's already building: strong institutions, a diverse economy, and human capital. Its challenges are real. Vulnerability to climate change, dependence on tourism, and slow innovation in tech and manufacturing. But its strength lies in predictability. Investors trust Jamaica. International agencies praise it. And its youth population, creative, entrepreneurial, and increasingly digital, could be the driver of a new economy if given the right tools. What Jamaica needs now is faster digital transformation, more investment in renewable energy and agri-tech, and stronger partnerships with its diaspora and private sector. If it stays the course, Jamaica could become the Caribbean's model for resilience-led growth. Shared challenges, different roads, same storm. Here's where things get real. Despite their differences, Jamaica and Guyana face the same regional threats. Climate change. Both are vulnerable to sea level rise, hurricanes, and coastal erosion. Brain drain. Skilled workers migrating abroad, weakening local capacity. Global market volatility. Whether it's oil or tourism, both are exposed. And youth expectations. Rising demand for opportunity, equity, and change. These aren't Guyana problems or Jamaican problems. They're Caribbean problems, and they demand Caribbean solutions. What they can learn from each other? Imagine this. Guyana adopts Jamaica's fiscal responsibility laws, central bank independence, and transparent governance systems. Jamaica learns from Guyana's boldness, urgency, and long-term infrastructure vision. Guyana develops a diversified services sector, like Jamaica's BPO industry. Jamaica attracts energy sector partnerships from Guyana's boom, sharing talent and ideas across borders. They aren't competitors, they're complements. Jamaica is the strategist. Guyana is the sprinter. Together, they could be unstoppable. The opportunity for regional leadership. This moment is bigger than oil and bigger than GDP. Jamaica and Guyana, if they align strategically, could reshape how development is done in the Caribbean. By co-investing in regional energy, logistics, and climate resilience. Sharing research on sustainable development and governance. And creating a model of North-South Caribbean cooperation, uniting the Caribbean community, CARICOM, around results, not rhetoric. That kind of leadership doesn't just elevate two countries, it elevates the region, and it tells the world. The Caribbean is not just surviving, it's evolving. The role of the diaspora. This future won't be built from government policy alone. It needs people, and that includes the millions of Jamaicans, Guyanese, and Caribbean nationals abroad. The diaspora sends billions in remittances every year, but it also holds technical knowledge, investment capital, entrepreneurial talent, and political voice. Imagine Jamaican and Guyanese tech professionals abroad collaborating on fintech platforms. Diaspora chambers of commerce jointly funding SMEs and climate projects. And Caribbean creators owning platforms, not just content. Diaspora power could be the X factor in this shared future. The Caribbean dream, beyond comparison, toward cooperation. We started this series, Oil versus Order, comparing Jamaica and Guyana. Two nations, two paths. But maybe the real story isn't who's ahead. Maybe the real story is what happens when both countries win. A win equals a Caribbean dream where natural resources fund long-term development. Fiscal discipline builds national strength. Young people stay, grow, and lead. And cooperation beats competition. This dream is possible, but only if we move from comparison to collaboration. So, can Jamaica and Guyana win together? Yes, but only if they're bold enough to learn from each other, humble enough to share the spotlight, and united enough to lead the region forward. The Caribbean doesn't need another cautionary tale. It needs a blueprint for balance, brilliance, and bold collective success. Jamaica has the order. Guyana has the oil. The future, that's still up for grabs. Let's build it together. If you haven't already done so, please like this video and subscribe to our Impacting Jamaica channel today.